Welcome to the Emily the Mystic Show. You're about to walk through a portal that leads to all things mystical, magical, spiritual, and supernatural. I'm your host, Emily. I'm a spiritual mentor, an Akashic Records practitioner and teacher, an intuition development coach, and a galactic channeler. If you're an old soul on a self-discovery and healing journey, you are in the right place. We'll be diving in deep to some of my favorite mystical topics, including manifestation, past lives, the spirit world, energy, and so much more. Get ready to embrace your inner mystic and live your most authentic life possible. The portal is now open. Hello, my sweet soul, and welcome to the month of June with me, your host, Emily the Mystic. I am so excited to take you on your monthly journey through your energy forecast of the month. As I always do, I love doing these energy updates because not only are they fun for me to put together and I get a quick preview of what to expect, but I know these are one of my most anticipated episodes. You guys love them. So I hope you enjoy this today as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. So welcome to the month of June. I'm going to get this energy update started by sharing some personal updates with you and some business updates with you that I think you'll find fun and interesting. And then we'll actually get into the energy update itself, where we dive into everything that you need to know about the collective energy forecast during the month of June 2024. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I am so excited for the summer season. I don't know about you, but for me, I definitely am having spring fever at this time of the year, more so than I have in a long time. I am really just looking forward to be able to spend more time outside in nature. I am so blessed and I have so much gratitude because I get to spend my weekends at the Jersey Shore here on the East Coast, which is such a treat. And to be able to spend that time at the beach, I am such a beach person. I love being by the ocean. To me, there is nothing more grounding than putting my toes in the sand and getting to sit in my beach chair by the water with my book and to be able to read with the sun on my face. It is the best thing ever. And then to be able to swim in the water. There's something about salt water that is so incredibly grounding and good for you. So I just love, love, love that. So this is your sign that if you need to book a trip or to schedule time for yourself to get outside, be by the water, however that is possible for you, depending on where you are in the world, do it. Make the time for it. I mean, this energy forecast is really going to be all about scheduling that time in for you and making sure that you are balancing your work life and your home life, your responsibilities, while also making time for you and making time for the joys of life, because that's what life is all about, is enjoying it. And I know that I've heard from a lot of you, 2024 has been a tough year. There's been a lot of ups and downs. April was a crazy month. May has been, at least for me, it's been really stable. It's been a really good month. So far, as I'm filming this, we're kind of halfway through the month, so we still have about a week and a half left of May, but so far this month has been a lot more open and energetically available, kind of pretty similar to what came through during the May energy update. And so June is really going to give us that opportunity to be able to have more time to relax and rest and receive, which I'm really looking forward to, and I hope you are too. During this month of May, I was able to go on a wonderful little weekend trip to the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was there for a family party, a family birthday event. And I had never been to the Midwest before, ever in my life. I'm from the East Coast, and I've been to a bunch of places in the United States. I've also traveled all throughout Europe, but I've never been to the Midwest. So this was my opportunity to be able to do that. And it was so nice to get somewhere new and be kind of out of the city that I live in, kind of get out of my comfort zone a little bit. For those of you who live on the East Coast, you know the energy here can kind of get to be a little bit dense, a little bit intense, especially if you live in a big city like I do here in Philly. Things here can sometimes feel like they are a lot. And trust me, I love Philly. I am one of those people who will love this city until the day that I die. I'm obsessed with this city. It is a very polarizing city. I have had friends who have come here, moved here, don't like it, have to, move somewhere else. I have had friends who have spent their whole lives here and are like, I gotta get out of here. It's not typically a destination city, but to me, it's a city that I hold very near and dear to my heart. And also, with that being said, I sometimes need to get away and I sometimes need my own breaks from this wonderful city. And so getting away to Milwaukee was such a fun opportunity for me to be able to do that. Such a quick flight here from Philly and such a clean city. So walkable, so open, just big wide streets, not busy compared to what I'm used to here. It was just very easy to navigate, quick to get an Uber. They have a little bit of a public transportation system, but it's not super necessary because you can really walk anywhere, which was great. Also a big food city. I am a foodie. I don't know if you guys know this, but I love food. I love it. I will eat all of the burgers, all of the pizza, all the pasta until the day that I die. And I got to eat a lot of different lovely things while I was there. I got my cheese curds. I even had some delicious beer there, some delicious different kinds of drinks there. They have a really cool public market in Milwaukee that was really fun to walk through and kind of sample different things. So that was great. And overall, it was really just a nice adventure. I find, and I'm sharing this with you because I hope it helps you too, that if I start to feel kind of stifled by my environment, it really translates into how I show up in my day-to-day life, my personal life, my business. I kind of just start to feel stuck and sticky, and I'm not really energized by what I'm doing. I don't have a lot of ideas coming through. So I know when that happens, I need to get away. I need to change my environment, my scenery. And doing that really can help me kind of shift things up. And yes, I know we always talk about you got to do your inner work first. And yes, that's true. But sometimes the inner work also happens when you change your environment and when you go somewhere new. And if that's not possible for you to book a big trip, or, you don't have to, I'm not telling you to book a luxury vacation, although you can if that resonates with you, but it can be as simple as exploring a new city close by to you, maybe doing a day trip, or maybe going to a new neighborhood, even in the city that you live in, exploring something new. You can literally put the names of different towns around you in a hat and pick one out and see where you're guided to go, and then follow that and just kind of follow your intuition and go to different coffee shops that you feel guided to go to, or different restaurants that kind of pique your interest. Trust me when I say this, it will do you so much good to get out. And if you are in a place where you are kind of feeling like you're just doing it all, you're doing the most, and you're not kind of getting you're not receiving anything in return, and you're kind of not getting what you feel like your effort is you're putting your effort into, getting out of your comfort zone, out of the place where you live, changing up your scenery, looking at new things, getting out literally of the work that you're doing will help you open your energy to be able to receive. Trust me when I say this. It's really funny because I filmed a whole podcast episode with my dear friend Raven that you're going to hear next week after this episode comes out in the middle of June. And we talk so much about this in depth and how to shift your energy, especially if you're feeling like you're not kind of receiving what you want to, or your manifestations aren't coming through. So you guys are going to love this episode. I can't wait for you to hear it, and was just filmed in such perfect timing after I'm getting back from my trip. So it really opened up my eyes to see where are there possibilities and places in my own life that I need to kind of shift my thinking, my perception, to kind of see things differently, and to create more time and space for myself and my calendar to be able to do that, to get out and explore and not be so tied to my devices, my phone, social media, email, all of it. It's hard as a business owner. Trust me, it's not easy to get away, but I know that the benefits really outweigh the risk and the, challenge of getting away. It's so worth it. So this is your sign to take that time off, to book that trip, to schedule a day trip somewhere, follow your intuition. It's such a good exercise in doing that, and kind of see what happens and see what unfolds for you. So with that being said, I also have a business update for you that is something that's really kind of interesting that happened, but I'm really just trusting, I'm surrendering, I'm leaning into this, I'm letting go of control around this. So if you've been listening to my podcast and following me on social media, you will know that I had planned a retreat in Asheville, North Carolina over the summer solstice weekend here in the month of June. And this is the fairy retreat. I've been so excited about it, so over the moon about planning it. And to be honest, I kind of rushed the process. I pushed myself to get it booked, to get it done, to create the advertising, to create the website page, to get it out there as soon as I could, because I kind of wanted, I don't know what it was, but I really was so much excited about it that I almost rushed the timeline. One of the things that I'm really learning as a business owner is I get a lot of ideas. I don't know about you, but as a manifesting generator, I have so many ideas for days. Ideas for days. And often, not every idea needs to be implemented immediately. And that's really something that I'm learning is when I get a new idea, it doesn't mean that I need to drop everything and work on that specific new idea that I've gotten. Sometimes it means I need to let it simmer, I need to sit with it, I need to write it down and kind of let it unfold naturally in its own timeline versus me rushing the timeline, which is something that I tend to do a lot. So I'm really working on that. And with that being said, the cool thing and the good news is that the fairy retreat is still happening. And it's just happening in the fall. So we're just moving the dates. We're moving it from June to October. And it's at the first weekend of October, October 3rd through 6th. That's a Thursday to a Sunday. And we still have the same house. All of the same activities are still booked. I was able to just change the dates for everything, catering, all of it. So it's still going to be an all-inclusive retreat experience. We're still going to do the waterfall hikes. We're still going to go to the hot springs. We're still going to enjoy time in downtown Asheville. We're still going to do all the fairy activities. It's just going to be at a different time of the year. And I think fall is going to be absolutely beautiful there. Plus, I know a lot of you have a lot of things going on during the summer. You've got weddings, you've got bachelorettes, you've got travel, and maybe it wouldn't have been a good time for you to go on this retreat in the summer. Again, business lesson learned for me. But now perhaps you've got a free weekend in October and maybe you can make this work. So I would love for you to reconsider the fairy retreat if it is something that was on your mind, but maybe you couldn't go or couldn't get things lined up. Maybe the circumstances for you just weren't right to go on this retreat in June, because now it's happening in October. So if that calls to you, I will leave the link below in the show notes. All you have to do is check out my website with more information, fill out a quick form, and I will drop you an email with the pricing and we'll get you signed up. So that's one update. I also want to say that you can still enroll for the Akashic Records certification for the summer cohort. The specific class that you can enroll in happens on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. So this is great for those of you who either work out normal hours, 9 to 5 hours, and need to meet us after, or maybe you're in a future time zone, like an Australian time zone, you need to meet with us in the morning. This timing of the class will work perfectly for you. We are going to be meeting from June 19th to September 11th, weekly on Wednesdays, and you will become a fully certified Akashic Records consultant by the end of our time together. It's going to be an amazing journey. So jump into this. The next class that I will be hosting will be in the fall, and then that's it for 2024. So if this schedule works So if this schedule works for you, please jump into it because I can't guarantee that I will do a night class ever again. I don't know. I may choose to host the class during the day during the fall. So please jump into this night class if it works for you and you've been thinking about it. So, with that in mind, I want to get into our June energy update and see what June has in store for us. So, if this is your first energy update, just a couple of quick tips about what is included here. So, as an Akashic Records consultant, I open the Akashic Records for the collective and I tune in to the frequency and I ask questions about what do we need to know during the month of June. And this is, of course, aimed and geared towards you, my audience. I know you well. And so I hope that this will make sense for what's going on in your life. As always, this is channeled information. This is a bit predictive in nature. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. You don't need to take this on as your truth, as you know. So, the month of June. This is going to be one of those months that I really feel like is just kind of like a normal month. And trust me, I am all in for a normal month. We've had a lot of crazy months where there's been a lot that's been going on, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of just planetary events and shifts and changes. And June is going to feel a lot more stable. It's going to be very much a stabilizing month. I spoke a lot about how May was very much a month for integration. June really feels similar in that way. It's just kind of like, okay, we're here, we're present. There's not going to be sort of these big, intense shifts and changes that are happening. And maybe who knows, maybe you will go through some sort of your own personal evolution. But for kind of the majority of us here, it's really just going to be what the guides were calling a collective sigh. Like, okay, I can have a little bit of a break and an opportunity to just kind of enjoy my day-to-day life and really cultivate being present. That's kind of what this month is all about. And so I also like to pull tarot cards for these energy updates. If you're watching the video version on YouTube, you get the pleasure and privilege of seeing the cards. But if you're listening to this, no worries. I'm going to do my best to explain what cards I am sharing with you here. So first of all, we have the Ace of Cups. That is the card that represents the overall energy for the month of June, which I freaking love. Okay, I love me some Ace of Cups energy. Your cup overfloweth during the month of June. This is abundance, this is love, this is joy. This is kind of like a let the good times roll kind of card. And I love this too because the sun will eventually move into the sign of Cancer towards the end of June. Cancer season is such a nostalgic, emotional, nurturing, kind of let's cozy up and enjoy our time sort of energy. And to me, this card really exemplifies that Cancerian energy frequency. So again, this Ace of Cups energy, where can you be more open and receptive to the abundance that life wants to offer you, that wants to pour into you? The guides were really recommending specifically to cultivate more openness in your life. You will know that you're shut off if you are moving so fast during your day-to-day life. You're moving so quickly that you just can't even you make sense of what's left or right, up or down. You're just being so busy all of the time that there is no space for you to receive. If you wake up in the morning, you go with your day, and then you're in bed checking your phone for a million miles a minute. Trust me, that used to be me when I worked in the corporate world. If you're in that energy, you are not open to receive. Sorry, not sorry. The more you hustle, you're honestly probably going to be in the energy of resistance for quite a bit of time. So slow it down. Slow it down. Take it down a notch. Let yourself just kind of be in the energy of flow. And it's 2:22 p.m. my time as I film this, so extra emphasis on this message. How can you let yourself take it down a notch and just be in that energy of openness and relaxation? How can we have a little bit of a slower morning, perhaps? Maybe you get up, you enjoy your coffee, you sit outside for 5 minutes with the sun on your skin. Then you kind of let yourself go on to your next activity. But you're not, on your phone all the time, messaging people and doing too many things at once. And I know for a lot of my clients, those of you who are parents, who have kids, I know life can be busy with activities and things. How can this be an opportunity for you to teach your kids about starting to slow down, being more present, teaching them the opportunity of just enjoying and being present in the moment? It is the summer, right? School is ending. So let's really enjoy our time with the kids, or enjoy our time with the family, and just really cultivate that energy of being receptive. I find, again, I was saying this at the beginning, the more that I play, the more that I rest, the more that I'm enjoying myself, the more that I receive. The opportunities come in. I get the emails about the opportunities that I've been waiting for. The abundance comes in. I have clients book new readings. But when I am go, 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 forcing, pushing, nothing seems to happen. And then I get so frustrated. No, take it down a notch, chill out, let yourself be open. And if that's really hard for you to do, I would really encourage you to do some daily breath work, perhaps a practice of 5 minutes of silent meditation with no music, nothing, just you and the silence, and really giving yourself that time to ground into your body. It's so, so, so important, especially because we are in the midst of Gemini season. Gemini season is an air sign, so there's a lot of mental energy. When we are in the midst of Gemini season, we can kind of get caught up in sort of this mental focus of thinking through our decisions and really focused on the mind. When we are in a season like that, we really need to be consciously aware of connecting to the body and being present in the body. So with that in mind, I have this beautiful card combination here that came out together. We've got the 3 of Wands and we've got the Page of Swords. 3 of Wands, Page of Swords. Love this combo. 3 of Wands is a very expansive energy. It's all about looking forward to the future, planning something new opportunities. So for some of you, June may be the time of year where you're like, you know what? I don't care about all this stuff. I'm going to let this go. And I'm going to really look forward to the future towards new opportunities for myself. And maybe I'm finally going to make the change, make the decision. Or I'm at least going to be really thinking about it and thinking about what the fall holds in store for me and planning that fall trip, booking the fall retreat, whatever that means for you. And with this being paired with this Page of Swords, this card to me really says Gemini energy. This card to me is all about Gemini energy. It is a chatty card. It is a very intellectual card. So this could represent having the conversations about your future plans. This could also represent kind of discerning and thinking through, those decisions that you are making or those plans that you have. It could even represent planning something with a group of people, friends, family members, your significant other, your kids, and really having those conversations where you talk about the future and you get excited about future opportunities and future plans and so on and so forth. And that's going to be good. There's fun here. It's open. It's expansive. It's yes, let's do this. We've been talking about booking this thing forever. Let's finally pull the trigger and let's do it. But a reminder that because we are in Gemini season, to always stay connected to your body. If you have the tendency to really think through everything and you're always making decisions from your head, how can you lean into your intuition, your gut instincts, what your body is telling you? Is your body lighting up when it comes to this decision? If not, let it go. Don't make the decision. So all of that is really good to keep in mind. We also have the Knight of Pentacles. To me, this is a card of just stable, steady, just getting it done, just focusing on the tasks that you need to prioritize. Again, normalcy. We love normalcy here because often things get pretty wild when you're on a spiritual journey. And this is going to be the opportunity to just kind of enjoy your humanness. I don't know about you, but sometimes I go through phases where I don't always want to be in meditation or doing all the spiritual practices. I get overwhelmed by it. I know, for example, recently I tried to read too many spiritual books at once, and then I stopped reading because I didn't want to read the books. Truly, this is like a very real life example. And then I went to a bookstore on my trip to Milwaukee and I bought myself a fun fiction mystery book. And I've been reading it ever since. And I love reading books. It's important to me to always be reading a book. It's just something that's come very natural to me since I was a kid. So I knew that I was really kind of blocked up when it came to reading something because I didn't want to read the spiritual books. I wanted something fun. I wanted to like do something fun and normal and human, okay? So if you want to do that too, this is your permission slip to do the fun human things. If you are the one that's normally listening to the spiritual podcast, I know, like this one, but you just bear with me here for this example, or you're always reading the spiritual books, or always watching the documentaries, or the extra time that you have is spent taking a class or going to a workshop or doing something that would be considered productive. This is your month to like let it all go and not be productive, okay? It's okay. It's okay to have a very normal sort of human month where you're focused more on the 3D than on the internal spiritual work. I mean, that's what all of these cards are saying here. So just really keep that in mind. We also have here a nice little pairing. We've got the Knight of Cups and we have the Five of Pentacles. So this card to me, this combo tells a story. For some of you, perhaps having fun, playing, being in that energy of receiving, slowing things down, that very feminine energy, that may ignite some scarcity wounds for you. That may create some fear if you're really used to being in your masculine and working hard all the time and hustling. And that's just how you've grown up, and that's how you were raised, and you were, raised to be this very productive member of society. I'm really kind of getting this message that this is going to be a really great opportunity for a lot of you to work on that scarcity mindset, to let go of that fear of scarcity and that fear of not having enough. And if I don't do more, then I'm going to have less. No, it's actually the opposite. The more you be, the more you're going to receive. And so with that in mind, how can you really start to use this Knight of Cups energy to cultivate more of an abundance mindset and to see that there are opportunities available to you instead of being in this sort of like, I'm out in the cold. I'm showing the card here for those of you listening. This Five of Pentacles energy, which is very much focused on this scarcity, this I don't have enough, this hardship and hard times sort of vibe. No, we are going to let ourselves be open to receive, and we are going to deprogram and decondition ourselves from anywhere where we've been taught or have been trained or told that we have to work harder in order to make more or have more. No, we're going to let that go because you are worthy and deserving of everything that you desire just for being yourself. And this month is an opportunity to play, to be in your human, to enjoy yourself, to be out and about, to try new things, to explore, to look towards the future with that joy, that excitement, and to let go of the rest, to let go of the fear. I know at the very beginning of my business, when I was very, very new to being full-time as a business owner, I no longer had my corporate job, so I didn't have consistent income anymore. I had so much fear. I was so nervous all the time, and my safe place was the beach. So I would go to the beach on the weekends and I would be disconnected from my phone. I would just read a book, be connected to this putting my feet in the sand, connected to the salt air and the ocean water. And it really just helped me ground and helped me let go of a lot of the fear that I had. So I want you to take that as an example. And now that for me was like 3 or 4 years ago. Now I feel great. Now I feel abundant. Now I feel like I'm in this energy of, yes, everything is working out as it needs to. It all is going to be okay. If I could go back in time and tell that new business owner version of myself to relax, I would, because now I know that it is going to be okay. And you, my dear listener, you have been okay your whole life. You've made it work. You've figured things out. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast if that's not the truth for you and not the case for you. So give yourself some grace. Take it easy. Just don't be so hard on yourself. It's going to work out. It's going to be okay. And if you are really anxious about your circumstances or what's going on for you, your money situation, whatever that is, go to the beach, get outside, go in the forest, or whatever the physical location is that you resonate the most with. That's your happy place. I guarantee you, you're thinking of a happy place right now. That's where you're going to go. And you're going to feel so much better by doing that. I also have the Justice card here. This is a card of balance. We have to maintain the balance, my friends. Everything about life is balance. And this month is really going to help you kind of bring yourself back into balance. So if things have gotten off balance, off kilter, again, you've been doing the most, it's time to kind of reel it back. And it's a really good opportunity for you to just let yourself be open to receive. So those are some of the main messages that are coming through for me this month. In terms of some of the main planetary things to keep in mind, we have the planet of Jupiter that has just moved into Gemini as of the very end of May. So that planet, Jupiter, is going to be in Gemini for the next year, which is really interesting. It changes signs every year. So every 12 years, it revisits the original zodiac sign that it was in. So bye-bye Taurus. Jupiter will no longer be in Taurus until 12 years from now. And for me, as a Taurus rising with the sign of Jupiter, or with the planet Jupiter, which is the planet of abundance and luxury and just overflow, that Ace of Cups energy, that was in my rising sign and in my first house in astrology. For those of you who are into astrology, you will get this. So for me, that meant that Jupiter was really bringing a lot of blessings to my life over the course of the last year. I really have come into my own. Over the course of the last year, I have really grown up in terms of my belief in myself, my confidence in myself, my gifts, my abilities. I mean, you can really see it if you watch some of my videos that I filmed, a year ago, a couple of years ago. I really feel like I am exuding more confidence, more groundedness in my purpose, my path, who I am. So this was a really great year for me to really be able to ground into it, thanks to Jupiter, again, being in my rising sign of Taurus in my first house. So for those of you who have Gemini placements, you are going to get blessed by Jupiter being in the sign of Gemini. Now, a lot of the astrologers out there will say that Jupiter is quote unquote in exile or in its detriment when it is in the sign of Gemini. I'm like, okay, sure. But also, I really feel like, because this was such a good year for me, I feel like those of you who do have those Gemini placements, there will be positive experiences, circumstances, things that come from this. But yes, there will also be lessons, because I had to learn a lot of lessons to grow, to kind of be able to be this version of myself that is confident, that feels like she knows what she's doing. So there will be some things that come up, some things that you do have to learn in order to have Jupiter help you learn and grow and to be the version of you that you are meant to be. So one thing you can kind of think back on or look back on is the last time Jupiter was in Gemini was during the years of 2012 to 2013. So you may want to look back on what was going on during that time of your life and start to kind of recognize and see what was happening there. I know for me, and I don't mean to age myself here, or by age myself, I should mean give away how young I am, but I was in graduating high school in 2012 and started college in 2012 through 2013. So my freshman year of college was a great year for me. I love that time of my life. It was very expansive. Wow, was I blown out of my comfort zone? And wow, was I exposed to new people, new opportunities, a whole new way of living my life. So I'm excited for this transit, because perhaps this is going to mean a whole new shift, reality shift for me over the course of the next year. We'll see what happens. Who knows? You're going to be along for the ride with me, dear podcast listener. So I don't know. We'll find out. I'm fully surrendered. I'm fully open to the possibility. But for you, you may again just kind of want to be open to what 2012, 2013 was like for you and how that could translate to maybe some themes or things that come up during the course of the year ahead for you. My moon is in the sign of Gemini, so I feel like I'm going to be getting some blessings like this, and it's in my second house, which is the house of money and abundance. So who knows, maybe it'll really help bring some more abundance into my life. I'm always open for that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, keep that in mind, especially those of you with Gemini placements. This is a big planetary shift, and it's really going to tell a whole new story for us for the next year, and it'll be really interesting to kind of see how that all pans out. Also, of course, we have a new moon and a full moon this month. No eclipses, thank God. But we do have a new moon in Gemini on June 6th and a full moon in Capricorn on June 22nd. So that new moon in Gemini is really going to help us usher in Gemini season. Gemini to me is this very chatty, collaborative, heavily focused on the mind, communication. So great opportunity to really seed opportunities that are focused on communication. So maybe that could be starting a podcast, or that could be having conversations about big things in your life, or that could be starting a project at work that really focuses on you getting a message out about something. So that new moon in Gemini is going to help us do that on the 6th. And then we also have a full moon in Capricorn on June 22nd. Capricorn, such a grounded earth sign. So that's really going to help you kind of bring to completion perhaps some bigger projects that you've been working on, work projects. I mean, I really associate Capricorn with career and work life. And so that full moon could really just kind of help you wrap things up or tie loose ends around something. So we'll be open to what that looks like. But overall, again, enjoy this month. Take it a day at a time. We're not in a rush. Life is not a rush. And for some of you, myself included, if you have a relationship with time where you feel like you're always running out of time, you're always late, you're always running from one thing to the next, it's a great time to work on your relationship with time by slowing it down and taking it slow, doing your morning routine a little bit more slowly, really luxuriating and being outside, having the sun on your skin, enjoying being in nature. Again, I also, I live in the Northeast, so we have the summer season here. I know a lot of you live in the Southern Hemisphere, so for you, those of you, it may be winter. So you may be feeling a little bit differently based on what season you're in. But still, all of everything that I've shared here still rings true, no matter what continent you're on, no matter where you are in the world. It's still an opportunity for you to enjoy your humanness, all right? And slow things down and watch the reality TV if you like reality TV like I do. And it's okay if you're not spiritualing it all of the time. It's okay to also do the human things and to go out to the wine tasting and to go to the shopping mall and to buy yourself something special and to enjoy yourself a little bit because you deserve it. You deserve it. So I hope you enjoyed this energy update. I hope this was very down to earth and approachable. And again, let's just see where June takes us. Who knows? Who knows? I'm right there on the ride with you. And of course, make sure to follow me on Instagram if you don't already for more updates. I post a weekly energy update every single Monday so that you can kind of know what's going on as I kind of break down some of these major themes that I've shared for the total month on a weekly basis. So that's it from me for now. Make sure you check out the Fairy Retreat. Make sure you check out the Akashic Records certification or book a reading with me. If you feel like you need support and guidance, I am here for you. My books are open for the summer months. I will leave all the links for those things below in the show notes. That's it from me. I'm going to go enjoy Memorial Day weekend because that's when I'm filming this episode. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Sending love, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.